Hello and welcome to Pisgah Health Today. My name is Angela Owen. It's my privilege to host this program brought to you by the Pisgah Health Foundation. The Pisgah Health Foundation is a public 501c3 charity founded in 2019 by a board of 7 caring individuals who are committed to improving the health, the wellness, and lives of Western North Carolina residents. Our special guest today is Barbara Grimm. Barbara is the current principal of Davidson River School. She comes with 30 plus years in the field of education. She and her husband moved to Transylvania County 6 years ago, and she's been with Transylvania County Public Schools since she moved here to our community. And before that, she was with Savannah-Chatham County. Her degrees come from the University of North Florida, as well as from Georgia Southern University, and she has a master's as well as an EDS in Educational Leadership and Administration. And here's one of my favorite parts. She is passionate about improving educational opportunities for all students and helping students heal from trauma so they are better able to navigate the opportunities ahead. We are privileged to have you. Thank you so much, Barbara, for joining us today.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Well, why don't you start by just telling us a little bit about Davidson River School, one of our really special places here for young people in Transylvania County.
Absolutely. So about 20 years ago, the state of North Carolina determined that every county would have a school for students who were struggling in the traditional public schools. And so Davidson River was sort of born at that time. It's gone through a lot of different configurations, but currently we house about 85 students who have struggled in some way in the traditional school. Something has interrupted their educational pursuits, whether it's family situations, trauma, health issues. It could be, or it could be involvement in the juvenile court system. So it's really a variety of things. So in this smaller setting, we have determined that what our primary focus is to heal trauma. That's our primary. Education and academics become second, because we know that when the brain is inflamed or is unable to sort of bring it in, then we've got to heal those things first to get the brain back online so it can learn the way it's intended to. So we bring kids in. We provide a very safe, small setting. We love on them as much as we can. We provide good structure and find out good connections. Connections and relationships are the things that are key to making a difference in their lives. And so we work on those. We work on healing from trauma through multiple ways. We have a small yoga class. We do some mindfulness. We again make lots of connections and give them experiences that they haven't had before. And all the while, we're working on academics, and we're working to find those gaps that have happened that make them feel defeated when they try things. So we give them daily encouragement and daily support and instruction, and it looks very different than a lot of other schools, but we are being successful, student by student.
What an incredible approach to realize the importance of focusing on healing the trauma so they can be those active learners eventually and come along. So that is really incredible. I've had the joy of interviewing and engaging with a number of the students there through a variety of programs in the community, and so many great success stories because of what you're doing. Tell us a little bit about how the grant from Pisgah Health Foundation is helping you to make more of those success stories and continue to help you in that healing journey for the students.
Absolutely. So many of our students have don't have long histories of educational pursuits, right? Their families have not been very successful in education, and so it's easy when you're struggling to just quit. And so one of the things that we felt like we needed was someone who, in addition to all of the other staff, the counselor, the SRO, the educators, the principal, whoever else is here, But in addition to that, we needed someone who was really going to have some accountability on where students were, making sure that they that they had the skills they needed to be successful in getting a job, or the skills they needed to walk into Blue Ridge Community College and take a course. So we needed somebody who could teach soft skills, but who also could be that motivator, that encourager, that person who connected them with resources. And all of that is really beyond the scope of a traditional teacher. Their plates are overfull at this moment with online learning mixed with face-to-face learning. So this came at a really critical time for us. So we hired a graduation coach, and she's been remarkable. She's a person who came out of a social and emotional background, so she understood the barriers that these kids were facing, and has walked in and made the connections necessary to support students. We've adapted it a bit because of COVID, but we've done other things that we didn't know that we were going to do. And we were so excited. I have to just tell you this great story, because Monday and Tuesday was our picture day. And typically our students that's not their favorite day. They just don't enjoy getting their picture taken. And so one of the big things about helping kids who have not had history of graduation in their families is to let them imagine that this is possible. This is possible for them. So we determined to get every kid who had any potential to graduate this year into this school to get their senior picture taken. So in their drape or their tux. And it just was remarkable. There were students who said, that one particular that said, nobody in my family has ever graduated. I just didn't know that it was even possible. Those kinds of stories are what keep us going and know that we're on the right track. So we were able to get 22 of our kids in, and we had photo booths, and we made it fun. We served pizza, and help them to see that this was a real possibility for them. And it was really a glorious day to see that sort of the transformation to a little bit of a vision ahead of them, a future, a hope. And it was a great day.
What a powerful story. Helping them to imagine that future, affirming each one of them, the heart and the commitment to help break through, really, to be able to do this. I mean, graduation coach and so many pieces there. That is fantastic. Well, Barbara, what would you say to our viewers about what else is really important for us to know about Davidson River? How can we come alongside you and support and be good community citizens to come alongside what you're doing? Such important work in the lives of these young men and women.
Well, I appreciate that. I think, for us, like, number one is helping people understand that alternative schools are not schools for bad kids. They are schools for kids who have had significant interruptions in their lives. And I dare say that if many of us have had those same interruptions in their lives, we would be struggling as well. And so for us, trying to help the community know that just because you're sort of down doesn't mean you're out, that there is a hope and a future for them. And we're all part of that. We're all part of that if we employ them and help to mentor them. If we have the opportunity to give them an internship, those are things that, that can make it, that are deal breakers for them. A lot of them have not had significant adults in their lives who are modeling. We think about our parents and you were told to write a thank you note when you received a gift. You were told not to do this or to do that. And many of our students have not had those kinds of modeling, that kind of modeling or mentoring. And so so we have to give grace where that has not happened, and mold and shape in a way that's loving and safe for our kids. And so I would say that, and just in terms of a community, these are important people. They're people who have fought hard fights and have overcome. And I think they're some of the smartest kids in the world, because many of us would have caved. And so helping me to figure out the best ways to take that resiliency, that's being able to overcome the ingenuity that it takes to survive sometimes, and channel that into something that can give them a lifelong future that is their best self. So there's many, spending time with them. I desperately need math tutors. I could take a math tutor any day of the week, because it is challenging when you that's an area where if you've had huge gaps because of being out of school or truancy or any of the above, right? You have gaps, and it's challenging to make up and to get a kid through math too, which is a very high level, without that background. But if you come, it's an expectation that you'll walk with them where they are, not where you think they should be. That's an important piece for us. We're out here all the time. We just we'd love mentors. I've got a beautiful garden out here now. If anybody's interested in helping with that, we're about to build a greenhouse. We're doing some great stuff. We're getting kids with their hands on things that they can find meaningful work and find purpose. And that's a piece that for many of them has been missing.
That is powerful. So many practical ways that we can get involved. And I love where you started with. You started with the stories we say about Davidson River, and are we changing the messaging there? And I really think that word grace that you highlighted sums up start to finish, that we walk with people along that journey with grace, and that we're talking in a positive manner, recognizing the resiliency of these young people who are there. Well, I can tell you this, Barbara, the board of directors at the Pisgah Health Foundation, and we, the community at large, we're super grateful for the work that you and the teachers and the rest of your staff are doing there to make a difference in these young people. Thank you so very much. Thank you for taking time to tell a little bit of your story here on Pisgah Health today, and for being such a resilient leader for some really important people in our community. Thank you so much for being here today.
Oh, thank you so much, Angela. And thank you, Pisgah Health, for this beautiful grant that helped us to do some amazing things.
Fantastic. We also want to thank Wildflower Media for their creative and technical support in putting this program out to our viewers. We also want to say thank you to the staff and the board of directors at Pisgah Health Foundation, along with the Physicians Roundtable. All of those entities do so much to continue helping improve the health and wellness and lives of our Western North Carolina residents. We thank our viewers, and until we see you on the next Pisgah Health Today, stay well.